Hello there everyone, it's Time Travel Reviews back again with another review, non-time travel once again. Now, I saw two movies today, and the first of them, as you can see in the title, was Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked, and the other was The Muppets, and over the next two videos I'm basically going to give you my opinion on them. I know nobody really cares about these unscripted reviews, but I'm doing it anyway just because I want to. Anyway, now, Alvin and the Alvin Chipwreck, whatever it's called. Now, I didn't see the first two because I couldn't be bothered. But this year, my friend from Queensland, named Nintendo64, same person who does my intros for my actual time travel reviews, he said he will go with his family to go see it. So I said, okay, well, seeing this is like the only movie series that he ever goes to the movies to see, actually, because the last movie he saw was Alvin the Chipmunks 2, against his will. But yeah, seeing this is the only movie he goes and sees, I decided, okay, I'll go as well. You know, if he's gonna get tortured, so will I. So anyway, what did I think? Well, the movie isn't bad. It isn't good at all, but it isn't terrible. Okay, let me talk about the things I didn't like first. Firstly, the movie is incredibly slow paced. The what's it called? The first plot point comes in very quiet. It takes a while to do it. There's a lot of like very useless scenes that don't take the plot forward at all. A lot of scenes where it's just them doing shit and that's all it is. You know, fighting over a mango, all that kind of crap that, you know, chipmunks do the shenanigans. The second half is better because of the fact that it does actually move the plot forward, and stuff actually does happen in the second half. So yeah, this movie definitely could have been cut by 10 to 20 minutes, to be honest. It's an hour and a half long, which is kind of average for a kids film these days. Yeah, but anyway, so also the things I didn't like, just the plot is pretty bland. Like, it's nothing special, nothing that we haven't really seen before. And the voices of the chipmunks, do they need to have their voice increase pitch? Like, I mean, I could maybe bear this movie like more. This would go up 1-2 points if they just didn't have those voices. And I mean, is it completely necessary? I mean, I think that's a problem. Like, I mean, if you're gonna have a Chipmunks movie, they have to have chipmunk voices. But still, and it is absolutely terrible. So, if you're going to go see a chipmunk movie, just be aware that there is going to be voices high pitched, and it's going to be annoying, and it's going to make it a lot worse than it actually would have been if they didn't have high pitched voices. Yeah. So and then there's a lot of like song and dances of crappy modern day pop songs which are bad, and absolutely useless, just so that the kids, I guess, get, you know, thrills off hearing their chipmunks sing pop songs in high pitched voices. I don't know why the kids like that so much, but yeah, so don't expect any like original songs not in chipmunk voices. Not that I really care about original songs anyway. Now, so yeah, those are the bad things about the movie. The good things, now, Jason Lee, I think that's his name. He's pretty good. I mean, I think did he like direct? I don't think he directed it. But yeah, you know, he's okay. Like, I mean, he's a decent actor, and he knows exactly what to do with these chipmunks. The humor is, let me say that it does have a lot of good jokes, and it does fly a lot of jokes at you, and not very like a lot of the jokes were quite fresh. Like, it's not the kind of jokes that you've heard like a million times before, and they don't repeat the same jokes as much as you might think they did, and they don't make so many puns as you might think that they would. So I mean, the humor is a lot better than I expected it to be, which is good. But it's kind of bad in a way, because I wanted this movie to just be bad so I could laugh at it. But seeing it does have like some, you know, good jokes a lot of the time, it kind of makes it kind of bad. But the thing is, if you don't want to laugh, jokes mean nothing. And this movie, like, because of the fact that it's got an unoriginal, bland plot, because of the fact that they have annoyingly high-pitched voices, and because of the fact that this movie takes itself seriously a lot, it makes the jokes pretty much useless. It makes the jokes have absolutely no effect. If some of these things were fixed, these jokes would be pretty good. I'm pretty sure that all they did was they found this bland plot. They found this bland, oh look, tropical island. What can we do? Okay, well we have treasure. We have the building rafts. We have castaway references. We have people who've been stuck in there for years. And then they said, okay, now we got that bland plot, unoriginal. Let's add a lot of jokes to it, and so they got the best like Jewish comedy writers to write them jokes for it. So I mean, there is some good jokes. Maybe it's just my sense of humor. Maybe some people just find the jokes completely unfunny. I found some of the jokes, kind of funny, but it does get tiring after a while when the fact that this has a really slow paced plot, and all the other things I talked about which I didn't like. So, I mean, a lot of people say, these movies, the jokes are bad. That's the least of this movie's concern. The jokes are the best thing about this movie, to be honest, but everything else makes the jokes sour. So yeah, that's what I think of it. So yeah, not a terrible movie. If kids like this kind of stuff, I guess if you're an adult taking it along, some of the humor you'll find funny, and some of it you won't mind. I think that the characters, the villain for this movie, I'm not going to say who it is, and I can't even remember what their name is anyway. They're not over the top enough to be funny. And if you got a villain in a comedy children's thing, one rule is they have to be over the top. That's one rule. It works every single time. That's why the Muppets worked, and that's which I'll talk about next video. And this villain wasn't. It wasn't over the top, and I don't like how this movie thinks that it is a good movie. Just act like you're bad, please. Like, try and be bad, because we know that you're not going to appeal to people. So try to be bad so that we can actually laugh at you being bad. So, but no, it tries to be good, and it makes it even worse. And I don't like it how all these kids movies, they try and make the villain look good at the end, make him turn good, make him realize how bad they've been. It's the most, in kids movies, that is the cliche I hate the most, and it could make me not like a movie as much. That's why I didn't like Puss in Boots as much as I could have liked it. So that's my opinion on this movie. As I said, if you're someone my age, don't go and see this. There's plenty of other better things you can see. If you got a kid and they want to see it, I guess take them along, because it's not going to be an absolutely unbearable experience. It might be a bit of an unpleasant one, but not an unbearable experience. And there are things for adults in this. It isn't a movie that I can absolutely recommend at all. But yeah, people saying that these are one of the worst, probably one of the worst movies of all time. Maybe one of the worst series of all time, but as in this being one of the worst movies of all time, it definitely isn't. Would I watch it again? If I'm forced to, I wouldn't care. If some kid came around and said, "Oh, can I watch this?" I'd be like, "Okay, sure." But it's not like a movie I'm going to go hunt down and watch again, or if it's on TV, I'm going to go watch it. So maybe to relive some old memories, even if they're not so good memories. But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. I'm stretching more to 4.5 out of 10 because there wasn't really anything that really stood out for me. As I said, I did like a lot of the jokes, but they weren't told in a way. They weren't expressed in a way that makes them incredibly funny. Maybe I just was in a bad mood because I know that a lot of jokes I found funny, but I was hungry at the time, and I've woken up early this morning as well. So, but yeah, but seeing the fact that this does have 13% of Rotten Tomatoes, I could say that if I thought this movie was mediocre, then I'm not the only one. So, but there you go. Yeah, this is a 4.5 out of 10. I'm going to give it. That's my final score, and thanks for watching, everyone.